And you tell them one thing. Just win, baby.
So, as you guys already know, the Raiders lost today to the Kansas City Chiefs today on Monday Night Football in front of the many fans out there watching at home. I'm not in Kansas City. I actually stayed back in Las Vegas to watch this game at Barcode Burger. Shout out to everybody that came through, everybody that showed love. We packed the place out, except for the few Chiefs fans that were actually over there. Anywho, getting back to this game, the Raiders lost to the Chiefs 30-29. There was a lot of things that we could talk about in this game, but the fact that we lost the way that we lost is really frustrating. I don't feel like we should have lost this game. This was our game to win. And yes, there was a lot of things that went on in this game, but at the end of the day, the last drive, we had this game in the bag. We were driving down the field, and my goodness, these fucking referees. The referees, I would say, is the reason why we lost this game today. The freaking referees. And I don't want to hear anything about anybody else. The officiating for this game was horrible, especially in the second half of the game. The Raiders were up at half 20-10. And I know for a fact, hey, we're playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not going to get too confident about this win because, we got to finish the game strong. And I feel like coming out of the half, it was really tough for us to stop Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. And they were converting on third downs over and over again. They went down the field, scored a couple of times. And my, these referees, man, so many calls that were totally bullshit, man. This game really frustrated me so much. I had to calm my ass down before I got home and kind of come on camera to talk to you guys and give you guys my recap of this game. Now, before I start ranting off about the end of this game, let's start at the beginning of this game. The Raiders are coming into this game 1-3. Obviously, the Chiefs are 3-1, top of the AFC West. And, we all knew this was going to be a tough game for this Raiders team. But to start the game off, this Raiders team did not back down at all. We fed Josh Jacobs, and this dude, Josh Jacobs, ate out there. This is a guy that we've all been talking about. And last week, we were able to feed Josh Jacobs, and he was able to go out there and ball out, and he did the same exact thing in this very game. Josh Jacobs actually rushed 21 times in this game, had 154 yards. I think that's a record for him. He topped his last record, 144 yards last week, and he also added a touchdown to that. This was a guy that was running strong at the beginning of the game. But in that first drive, man, shout out to this Raiders offense. Shout out to Derek Carr. I told you guys in the pregame preview, I did not need much from Derek Carr, but in that first drive to run that action play, and have a 58-yard bomb to Devonte Adams to start off the game, that was great. And that's what we love to see out there. We all know that Derek Carr has the arm strength to throw the ball downfield, and he did that quite a lot in today's game. So to see that happen, I was like, you know what? We're starting things off strong. And right after that, this defense was doing a great job in the first half. They didn't give up one third down play to the Kansas City Chiefs, and we held the Chiefs to only 10 points in the first half. Everything seemed to go well for this team, and I felt like, hey, we're moving in the right direction, but we just got to finish this game off strong. But obviously, going into halftime, we kicked a couple of field goals, and we were up 20-10. Now, the second half, my goodness, everything started to fall apart in this half. The defense was not holding up their own. I would say that. The defense really struggled to stop Patrick Mahomes. But then on top of all of that, I feel like these referees were definitely holding out our defense so many different times. There were so many different plays, so many different calls that shouldn't have ever been called out there, but they did call it, and it really ruined the momentum of this defense. And even though, like I said, the defense was basically a liability in the second half, when we finally stopped the Kansas City Chiefs, we get called for a holding on a field goal. How is that possible? I've never seen that shit before. A holding penalty on a field goal play. That kept the Chiefs' drive alive. They gave them the first down. They were able to drive down the field, and Travis Kelce had a touchdown, which put them up in this game. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? We were all stunned at this. I don't know what the referees were seeing out there. I feel like this shit was rigged. From that point, I feel like Roger Goodell looked at the game and was like, oh shit, they're losing? Fuck it. You know what? Call a couple of bullshit plays on the Raiders and let the Chiefs drive down the field and score the touchdown. That was one of the plays that I seen that was like, well, yo, what the fuck? But our offense also didn't really help out until the fourth quarter. The Chiefs were able to score one more time with Travis Kelce, putting them up 30-23, and we still had a chance to score a touchdown and tie the ball game up. But our Raiders were able to answer right back with the beautifully drawn play. Derek Carr finds Devonte Adams down for the field for a 48-yard play. Man, shout out to Derek Carr throughout the whole game. This dude was making all of the right moves out there to keep the drives alive. And he was even throwing dimes out there. Mac Hollins dropped 2 big plays in this game that I felt like could have added to Derek Carr's stats, but he dropped them. Now for Devonte Adams, he was a guy that did not deal with any kind of drops in this game. This dude was catching bombs from Derek Carr, and like I said, we scored the touchdown, and I feel like, hey, we're gonna go for a field goal and tie this bitch up. But Josh McDaniels calls a 2-point conversion, and we fail. Barely fail, you know, and I'm not going to get mad about that 2-point conversion. Of course, we could have had that back. But at the end of the day, I like the fact that I seen Josh McDaniels being aggressive out there and trusting his offense to go out there and make plays. We made plays on multiple 4th downs in this game, and for us to go for it on a 2-point conversion to give us the lead, I give him props for that. I know we can look back at it, like I said, and say, yo, we should have kicked the extra point. But hey, I'm not too worried about that. What I am worried about is the fact that our defense put in some fucking work, and they were able to stop the Kansas City Chiefs on the last drive, giving our offense one more chance. And we all know that Derek Carr, when you give him a chance to come back, most of the time, he's able to come down and drive down the field. And I felt like the momentum was in our hand for Derek Carr to drive down the field and get us some points, whether it was a field goal or a touchdown. We were able to drive down the field, and that's what we did. Josh Jacobs had some great runs. Derek Carr found most of his receivers to drive down the field, and oh my. On a 3rd down play, Derek Carr finds Devonte Adams, and Devonte Adams, with that toe drag swag, catches the ball for a huge 1st down, giving us the momentum to keep driving down the field. But what do these fucking referees do? They overturn the play and say that Devonte Adams did not have any possession of the ball. What kind of bullshit is that? You could definitely tell by the replay that Devonte Adams got both of his feet in bounds. I knew for a fact, I was calling it when I was in the bar. I was saying, yo, if the referees do not give us this, because we could definitely see that both of his feet was inside. I said, if they do not give us this whole fucking shit is rigged. They want the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game. And what do? They say, no good, so we got to go for it on 4th down when it should have never came down to it. And I don't know what the fuck was going on, but Devonte Adams, Hunter Renfrow, they bumped into each other. I still feel like they should have just fuck it and threw a flag up there and give us another down to go down the field. But you know what? They wasn't going to do that for us. They wanted us to lose this fucking game. And this is something that was really frustrating out there to see. So overall, I got 3 quick words that I just want to get out of my mouth right now. Is fuck the refs, and also fuck the Chiefs. This was definitely our game to win, but they fucked us over like they always fucking do, man. It was really frustrating for me to drive all the way home and just talk about this team. And I know going into the bye week, this is definitely something that we don't want to deal with. We are now 1-4 at the bottom of the AFC West. It's a tough division right now, but this should have been our game going into the bye week. Now, we all feeling down about this game, but I'm not going to get on our team too much because I like mostly all the things that I see from this team, other than the defense kind of holding us out in the second half. We still came back and was able to win this game, but these referees, like I said, man, fucked us over. So with that said, I want to highlight a couple of players out there. The main guy that I would give the Whistling Whiskey player of the game to would be none other than Josh fucking Jacobs. This dude balled out in this game. Like I said, 21 carries for 154 yards and 1 touchdown. He also added 5 receptions for 39 yards. Another guy that I do want to highlight is Devonte Adams, man. He showed up big in this game, having only 3 receptions in this game for 124 yards, averaging 41.3 yards per catch, and having 2 touchdowns. 2 huge plays. And he also should have had another big play down the field, but fuck the referees. And since I'm talking about the offense, I cannot forget to have a little round of applause for DC4. He was 19 for 30 for 241 yards and had 2 touchdowns. This guy was definitely making plays out there, using his legs, trying to throw the ball away or trying to find somebody downfield. At the end of the day, it did not work out for us, but I'm not going to get on them too much. I'm not going to get on Josh McDaniels too much. The defense probably was our biggest liability in the second half, but at the end of the day, it came down to the referees and these calls. With all that being said, Raider Nation, I'm just happy that I got this all out of my chest. I'm happy that we at least get a week to relax and not worry about this team or worry about these referees or worrying about the NFL at all. We could just go into next week preparing for the following week against the Houston Texans here in Las Vegas. So with that said, Raider Nation, what are your thoughts on this loss to the Kansas City Chiefs, man? How are you guys feeling, man? Let me know down in the comments below, man. I know I'm out here, getting stuff off my chest and venting to you guys because I just really was frustrated. Anywho, if you guys do like this video, then don't forget to hit that like button. If this is the very first time you come across my channel and you love the Las Vegas Raiders, then hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this. Until the next video, this is your boy Simone Raider and your boys Yeah.
Started off in Oakland, now we here. Thought that we was done, we just hit another gear. Look, started off in Oakland, now we here. Hey, pull up with the nation in the silver black gear. Look, 4 games straight, we in the playoff. Shout out to the Chargers fans, y'all enjoy the layoff.